Hey everybody, Ostrone here with part 2 of my showdown pre-constructed deck upgrade videos. So obviously in the first video we went over the Cardassian TNG capture deck and we gave it an upgrade, and now here in the second video we are going to do the TNG Federation deck. I have gone ahead and posted this video just the day after posting the last video. Due to the holiday season coming up, my time is going to be a little crunch, obviously, for holidays and stuff. So I wanted to go ahead and just kind of put out a little double dose of video here for you guys on the 15th and 16th, and then just depending on how things shake out for me in my schedule, I may or may not have a video that I put out for the 2 weeks during the holidays. We'll see how things go. Can't make any promises. So I wanted to at least give you guys 2 videos kind of back to back to watch, especially since they pair together, so you can watch them on the Friday and then the Saturday. And then if you want to, then you'd be able to go ahead and build both of these decks. And if you wanted to have these decks to play against each other in a kitchen table game or what have you, you would have that option, since you would have both decks then. But it's whatever you guys want to do. I'm just trying to do the best I can for all my loyal viewers out there. Thank you so much, everybody who's come back and started watching the videos again. I appreciate you guys with all the views and stuff. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. We will seed our doorways. So what we've done is we've also added in a temporal micro wormhole into the seeds for the doorways for this deck. Yes, we have an alternate universe door, but we want the temporal micro wormhole so we can download a space-time portal as well. We could just seed a space-time portal, but that, you never know when you might need the temporal micro wormhole to report someone directly to a ship in a pinch. So instead of just seeding the space-time portal, we're going to get the temporal micro wormhole, and we'll come back later on as to why the space-time portal is important for what this deck is going to do. In the mission phase, I went ahead and just randomly picked a deck to fishbowl against again, and that opponent is playing Bajoran regions and Gamma Quadrant stuff, so they seeded kind of in their little region here, and then in their other quadrant, which kind of leaves us to being all by ourselves over here. And so this is basically how the missions came out. We were never going to seed to the right of the Bajor region, so our mission just basically came out in this order going down the line. And that's fine, because what we got is we got space next to planet here, we got space next to planet over here, or space next to planet here, and space next to planet over here. So we accomplished what we want, which is getting a space and a planet near each other, and also having them near an opponent's mission. So it actually works out that our best planet mission ends up next to our opponent's mission, so that's going to work out great for us. So these are our missions. I'm not going to go over the dilemmas that we seed. The combos are listed in the deck description, but against an opponent like this, with a region and being close together and then having their own dual icon mission and so forth, it just kind of messes with the combos. And so I just kind of reformulated the combos for what I think is best in order to deal with an opponent who presents like this. So we're just going to go ahead and seed those. We'll get into the rest of the seed stuff now. So we're also going to seed during the dilemma phase is we're going to seed a cryo satellite along with the Genesis device, and what should become no surprise then is a David Marcus. Even though we're playing a TNG Fed deck, David Marcus is being seeded, so he is not played or reported. So when he comes into play, he's not going to break our TNG icon requirement. And so we want to just go ahead and seed that at the space mission that we think that we're going to attempt. As I said, we just kind of want to do it near an opponent's missions, and since this is our best planet mission, we will just go ahead and seed our cryo satellite here. And then we have our continuing mission. Continuing mission downloads the finest crew of the fleet, so we keep that in the deck. And then we have another seed card, which is attention all hands. So this is kind of, we have a draw engine here with continuing mission. We have a play engines in finest crew of the fleet and attention all hands. We go to our additional draw engines. We also have the know your enemy still. We are sticking with the Cardassian icons on these missions. And we have a duck blind. So we're going to put the duck blind on the planet mission that we intend to start at. So we'll duck blind the secure covert transportation. We're going to see the hidden agenda defend homeworld. And then we have our Fed outpost. We're going to see our Fed outpost at the mission we intend to start at. It does kind of put us out of position a little bit here should we need to like go to some other missions. But we still have, we have 2 space missions that are within range of each other. It's not going to be hard for us to get from this mission over to this mission here and make an attempt, or if we need to like fly back and fly over, and it's still within striking distance. And we do prefer to have our Federation outpost at the planet mission, so that we don't have to download a ship on the first turn in order to get our duck blind going. So that is what's preferable, so we're going to do that. We do have our assigned mission specialists still, and our assigned mission specialists are going to be Darian Wallace for his anthropology, and then we're getting Gibson for navigation. Her navigation ×2 is going to allow us to get mission specialist points off of our space mission, and then also off of the navigation that's required for secure covert transportation. So Gibson's our key mission specialist. We will be protecting her at all costs until we solve. And Darian Wallace is the anthropologist to help get our duck blind going on turn 1. In the Q's tent, we have a bunch of stuff here. We have the STP and so forth, but it's the draw deck that explains the Q's tent. We are going to do STP drop as a card play, once per game card play, kind of a jump forward boost. We have a collection of 7 AU personnel on the deck, and we do have 3 AU ships that we've put into the deck. Going with AU ships that have good range is kind of what we're going for, so it gives us an excuse to play with just the high range AU ships, and then also the Pegasus, which we had other options, but the fact that it can be a cloaking ship with 10 range while it is phased is pretty awesome. Will serve us well. So we do have a couple of 13 range ships, so we can get down this baseline no problems. That's why we don't mind having our outpost here. We have Admiral Riker. He can get the USS Enterprise, which can then get us the future Enterprise. So we do have multiple ways for draws in order to make sure that we get an AU ship into our hand or into play early. And then we have these AU personnel, and we do have 3 of them that can be downloaded with holodeck door because they're Barash icons, so that's an additional play engine that's incidental. And then we have some skill gain with Suna and the reflection therapy in a pinch. Beverly Crusher is a key component of the deck. She's our defend homeworld target because she will gain anthropology at a Cardassian mission. This is a Cardassian mission, so she provides us with our 2nd anthropology. She also gives us a gun to help better protect these people while they're on the planet. We have Vosh and her special download of Dig, so that we can buy something back in a pinch. The deck also has quite a few copies of Palertop Alien Trader. That is to get back our space-time portal. It's also to get back our assigned mission specialists, should we discard it and replay it to get 2 more mission specialists. It also gets us back a ship if we need it, and so forth. So the Palertop is pretty good. It also gets us back Let Us See What's Out There for even more card draws. So that's our additional card draw, card draw engine, is the Let's See What's Out There. And then we have Hidden Fighter to get us the Type 6 shuttlecraft so that we open up landing our ship if we need to. Our target for the universal ship with attention all hands is the USS Nebula that's in the Q's tent. And then we have a bunch of downloads that come from the different cards that we have in the deck. Beyond that, it's your standard selection of personnel. I've tried to stay as close to the original deck as I can with the personnel selection, but there were some exchanges that had to be made to get the AU personnel into play and so forth, and to put Suna into the deck. So no big deal there. But we do go with this version of Data. We do go with this version of Deanna Troi. We do like the new Gates. She's pretty good. Admiral Kennelly's still in there. We kept Wesley Crusher in there. Catherine Pulaski, we like her for the Genetronic Replicator download. We kept Jarrett Dahl in there, even though he's a hard card play because of his download of Escape Pod as a way to buy ourselves out. And then our other mission specialist in the deck is Norris T. She plays for free as the USS Enterprise personnel, and she provides us leadership as the other mission specialist skill for Investigate Maquis Activity or Study Planetary Devastation. So you can, if you want to, you can swap out Darian Wallace for her right away if you think that you can get 2 anthropology, or if you don't care about that. But generally speaking, we just leave Norris T in the deck. We don't have any other mission specialists, so if you decide to download her, we do have Alyssa Ogawa. So you could discard the assigned mission specialist and get Alyssa Ogawa and her right away as a card play if you wanted to. So there is that. So let's go ahead and shuffle up and do a quick little fishbowl here again. Draw 7. So this is, I guess, exceptionally good. We have Beverly Crusher in our opening hand, so we have a different target for our Defend Homeworld. Our secondary target for that is Suna, who's also in our hands, so we really have it opened up to who we want to get with Defend Homeworld. We have a Paler Toff, and we have the Let's See What's Out There, so we are going to have some pretty good card draws coming to us early. And all these personnel are going to trigger, except for Beverly, all these personnel would trigger continuing mission for the card draw. So we're doing pretty good here. So let's go ahead and start with a free play of Finest Crew in the Fleet of Worf, and he draws us a card. It's an AU personnel, which is good. We want to see our AU personnel and our AU ship for that early boost with an STP drop. We will free play Universal Attention All Hands of Davies, and then we're just going to card play Beverly Crusher. And then go to orders phase, we'll discard with the Defend Homeworld, and we'll find a security personnel that we like. He doesn't actually have security, we can't download him. We do kind of like Lopez, but we don't have the Federation pad in this deck. He's not security, not security. We have Ro Laren, she seems pretty good. That puts 5 skills into play, right? We like, 4 skills. We like 4 skills in play. So we'll go and put Ro Laren into play then as our security. It'd be nice if we could get Admiral Riker, but he doesn't have security. So that's our orders, and then we just simply beam down our anthropologies, and we special download them a gun. We download the space-time portal with the temporal micro wormhole, and then just to make sure that we have plenty of people there to protect. Worf is also giving us a boost, and the Starfleet Phaser is giving us a boost. We have +4, so our opponent's not going to try to battle us early and shut down our draw engine. It'll probably hurt them more than us. And then we go to end of turn, and we have a card draw, and we have a Know Your Enemy draw. Yeah, pretty good. Opponent has their turn. If they're playing the orb scanning deck, which is what this appears to be, with the Bajoran missions and so forth, they would beam down and attempt to Bajor probably right away just to pick up an orb. So we assume that they pick up an orb right away, and then we'd be able to kill 2 of those people. We'd kill Benjamin, Sisko, and whoever else with the Jolie Chew, and we force them to have a ship there if they decide they want to attempt again. So they got the orb and so far they can get going, but we've killed 2 of their best people. We go to our turn 2. Again, we're not playing her. We want the AU people in hand. So we'll go start with the USS Enterprise personnel. We'll start with Tate for free. She draws us a card. And then Universal personnel is Lopez for free. And then let's card play the download of the Nebula. And then execute orders phase, we will holodeck door. And we will grab, I suppose, I mean, our first target's typically Commander Troy. So let's download Commander data. That gets removed. And then we can load up our Nebula and we can fly to our opponent's mission with Commander data, and Tate, and Lopez, and Davies, so that we have 4 TNG personnel at an opponent's mission for next turn. We don't really have anything that we else that we care about at this time, so then we would just go ahead and draw our 2 to end the turn. Seems pretty decent. The USS Enterprise will allow us to make sure that we get access to our future Enterprise for the STP drop. We just only have 1 AU icon right now, and that's okay. Opponent has their turn, they do some stuff, they probably don't attempt or even do anything. They might look at some dilemma, they might look at a dilemma or 2 with an orb experience, it gives them some information. But that's another reason why we break our combos up, is to be a little bit unpredictable against such a deck. You don't want to like run predictable combos when the deck can see what's coming, because if they don't draw enough orb experiences, you don't want them to see the first dilemma and then just know what's coming after it. You want to at least make them have to see every dilemma. Opponent has their turn. We go to our turn 3. Let's start with Herbert for free with Attention All Hands. That draws us a card. We'll play Let's See What's Out There for 4 draws, since we have 4 TNG personnel at an opponent's mission. We drew some AU ships, but no AU personnel. That gets discarded. Enterprise E personnel will just play Montgomery Scott. And we will we'll just go ahead and play a Ready Room Door in order to download the Get It Done. And then we will no, actually, let's download Lower Decks. Let's download Lower Decks. Sam Lavelle could download it. We also, and then of course we have our guy here to download Get It Done, but it doesn't really matter. The Ready Room Door is just multifunctional in this deck. We just do the Lower Decks and we'll just protect it, and just so we don't keep redrawing it. If we were caring about needing to get matching commanders, that's another reason to use the Ready Room Door. It gives us a matching commander for like the future Enterprise, so that we can string that into some more ships and so forth, but it's not really that big of a deal. We're going to leave the Nebula here because we may decide to Paler Toff the Let's See What's Out There. So we've now had, I believe this is now our 3rd turn. We probably want to try attempting to some degree here. We're okay with trying to clear dilemmas out at the planet first. We want to obviously solve the space mission first, but we also want to clear dilemmas out. We don't want to just be sitting on our thumbs. So we've got some people here that we can expend. We would just beam up our anthropology personnel. But we can have, we can just have these 3 people attempt, and they'll see the first dilemma. It's a buried alive, so that kicks us out. Just for transparency's sake, I'll let you guys know, I actually set this board up about 8 hours ago, and I went to the bar and drank with friends and did a whole bunch of things since I set this up so that I would forget everything I did. So I actually don't remember where anything is. So just so you guys know, I am definitely playing this pretty legitimately. They are set up in legitimate combos that you would expect to see in certain situations. So we get kicked out from a buried alive. That's great. We now know what's up. We don't have a ship here. We can't reattempt anyway. So we can just put everyone on the planet except for, except for Gibson. And we're good. Like, we know that we're going to need a ship here to attempt. And then we have a better idea of what to expect to see. We're then obviously concerned about a god combo. We're concerned about persistent individuality into something. There's probably a halfway decent chance we see a Cytherians. So having these big range ships and stuff like that, having a lot of ships is going to serve us well here. So we'll go to end of turn and just draw 2. And we actually pull another AU personnel, which is pretty good. We like that. So opponent has their turn. They go to their turn 3. That deck, if it is the orb scanning deck, it may decide that it wants to start attempting a mission on turn 3, but it typically actually doesn't. It's actually trying to build up to make a big, huge turn 4, turn 5 push. So we're just going to assume that our opponent actually still didn't do anything, and we just go to our turn 4. So our turn 4, we are going to do that. We're going to just go ahead and Paler Toff the let's see what's out there, because we want to try to dig for a few more AU personnel, and right now we have only 1 free play, so we're just going to go card play. Let's see what's out there. Pretty helpful. So we have 2 options for free play universal here. Free play universal. I mean, we've got security, we've got a bunch of engineers. She's not relevant, not relevant, not relevant. Over here we've got science and securities and an officer. So we probably want to play it's a tough call. We definitely want to play Deanna Troy as our USS Enterprise personnel for free because of her ship unstopping. That might be very relevant here at this mission, now that it's also a space mission as well that we need to have a ship at. But I think we're going to go universal personnel is going to be somebody with astrophysics. I think. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say what we necessarily expect to see here. We've got, I don't know. I mean, if it's V'ger, we're going to have that covered with Deanna Troy, because she's going to go to space, most likely. And then we'll actually have like 2, we'll have this Deanna Troy in play as well. We'll also have this Jack Crusher into play here in a moment. Yeah, they have honor and stuff like that. I think we're going to go ahead and play. We've got double engineer here. We got plenty of security. I think I like playing the Lieutenant Ballard for free. And then we've already had our card play. So what we're going to do then is we're going to take advantage of the fact that space-time portals no longer report with crew. We don't get unlimited now. We never should have. This card should never have been printed that way. We know that unlimited is just not good for this game. It's not healthy for it. And that's a whole discussion. But the silver lining is that we no longer have to report with crew. We no longer have the report with crew restriction. We don't have to report the ship and have the staffing. We can just play the ship and then up to 4 AU personnel on it. So we take advantage of that now early, and we just discard it, and we're going to drop. I think we're going to go ahead and drop the Pegasus with Commander Troy, Jack Crusher. We are going to Paler Toff again. Oops. We're going to get the space-time portal back, and we're going to replay the space-time portal. And we have a dilemma reason for doing so. When you look at the deck list, you're going to see that there's an Alien Parasites combo in the dilemmas. And so that whole combo is to just take command of your opponent's ship and their personnel, and then beam them up to their ship, and then just STP it back to their hand. So it's like better than death. You know, like they can't prevent the kills and stuff like that. It's not a super powerful combo, but it's an unexpected combo. So, you know, a lot of decks will just be able to replay those personnel out in 2 turns, but, you know, it does set them back in a way where they can't prevent it. So, it's pretty neat. The Space-Time Portal, just replaying it, even if we're not using it for that, is great for us if we end up getting hit with, like, say, a damage dilemma that stops us. If we hit a cloud here, we'd be able to STP the ship back out and then replay it so that we can just get everything unstopped faster. So there's multiple reasons for just getting our space-time portal back. Okay, so we definitely don't know what's coming here. We're gonna bring the Nebula back with all of its people. So let's just get everybody organized here. Got our 2 ships. We've got all of our stuff. Gun is definitely not. The gun's definitely going to attempt. Darian Wallace might attempt. Beverly is most likely going to attempt. We might need her medical. But let's hedge ourselves against V'ger in space. So Anthro, Dippo, Computer Skill. So we got Anthro, Dippo, and Computer Skill with Data. We need to figure out how we're going to protect ourselves against a god if necessary. So this Deanna can go on the planet, and Jack Crusher can go on the planet. If it is a distracted into a god, we don't want to lose too many people. So we're going to have our ship just literally be Commander Troy and Commander Data on board the Pegasus. Yeah, and against a deck like that, you know, if you think you might see, mission debriefing, you probably want to send more people. I mean, this could also be Denim and Neuroparasites into something. There's just so many things that can be behind a Buried Alive. But let's for a moment assume that it's a persistent individuality. If we lose Deanna Troy and then Commander Data to it, we will be stopped with everyone who's on the planet. If it's a distracted into a god combo, we're fine with losing them already. And we don't want to overcommit in space if we can help it, but if we overcommit in space, and it's a distracted into god combo, then we're boned. So it's a tough call, what we want to do here. We also want to consider the fact that we don't want to solve, so we don't want to have nav, security, and computer skill in the mission. So as long as we keep navigation out, we'll be okay. So I think that our best plan is just to protect all these people and just have these 4 attempt until we have a better understanding of what's happening. This protects us against, or forces a distracted into God to hurt us. We do have the lower decks in play, don't we? So Darian Wallace gets us past it better, and so does Lopez. And so we can have those 2 guys be distracted into God. And if that's the case, then we can be more protected against a persistent individuality here. And we're already protected against V'ger if we hit for some odd reason we hit Arsenal divided, then we would just need to be protected against. We just need to like make sure that we set it up so that we can beat V'ger that way. If it's a cloud, then we're not too terribly worried. We're not terribly worried about a cloud combo, because again, if the cloud puts us in timeout, so be it. We would then be able to switch gears and have people start attempting the space mission. So this is actually, we're going to try to make this work to our advantage. So we're going to have Lopez and Darian Wallace on the planet. And then we're going to have the people in the ship be good against V'ger and the Arsenal divided and persistent individuality. So we have a VIP, we have an officer, we have medical, science, engineer, and security. We still need security yet. So let's do, and again, we don't want to have navigation, security, and computer skill. So, but unfortunately, our security is all on. We have it on navigation. So we also want to make sure that even if they kill, because they're going to kill one, because we don't have a civilian or an animal. So what we can do is we can just try to not have computer skill. So we don't have computer skill here. We have other officers. If we don't send him, we don't send him. We send her instead as the officer. That gives us double empathy for V'ger. And then he does not have computer skill, so our computer skill is not present, and we still have security. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in space. We take 1 kill, and let's just send another engineer who doesn't have anything important. So we have transporter skill, and then we have anthropology in the away team and transporter skill on the staffed ship oddly, just in case it's a Joey Chu, I guess. And we'll go ahead and attempt. And then these people are going to be on the outpost. And these people are on the planet with the gun. And persistent, okay? So let's go to crew 2 with this group. Tate dies. And we have engineer on Scotty. Scotty Doon! So that worked out in our favor, so we get past that. We face the last dilemma, and it is God, and we beat God. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we called it. So we beat God with Lopez and Darian Wallace. But we do not solve because we do not have computer skill. And we are not stopped because we beat the unless. Woo! Baller. Alright. Alright, so that frees us up then to just do whatever we want to do in space. We are going to just simply protect our navigation in space. We're going to leave our anthropology behind. We'll leave our gun behind. We'll leave another anthropology behind with... Now let's see who we have. If we have another anthropology. Because I think we don't have 2 medical periods, so we're not beating the cloud in space. So we can just probably leave Beverly Crusher behind. We're going to take the Pegasus and fly over to here. We don't want to attempt with all these people. We also don't want to solve without our mission specialists. So we want to just make sure we don't have stellar cartography or nav ×2. I think we're going to not have stellar cartography. That seems like the easiest thing to accomplish, right? And I think we're going to accidentally do that because we lost Tate, and then he's the only other one. So we're fine with just leaving Herbert behind then as well, so we don't accidentally solve. And we're just going to attempt everybody at USS on board the Pegasus. We encounter the Cryo Satellite, the Genesis, and David Marcus, and then M113 is going to kill somebody. Has to be human, because we have humans. She has Exo, so we might kill her. Jack Crusher's a human. Scotty Don't is a human. Oops. Lopez is a human. I mean, I guess I don't know what the opponent would kill here because we don't know what's following up the M113, but I think in most cases killing science seems pretty good here. But also killing double engineer might be important. Let's assume that they just kill Scotty, because we're going to say that because there's only one Exo here, and so we're not going to cure. So we're going to kill Scotty. And then we keep going. Goes on the mission. Temptations of the Flesh. Interesting. Okay, Scotty was also a command star, so that is what probably would have done. Would have wanted to kill a command star if we could. So, okay. Shuffle up. Alright. Let's randomly choose here. 1. We only have one objective in play. We only have one objective in play. The opponent's going to have a couple of objectives in play. So we're going to say that we stop 4. I think stopping 4 is probably pretty reasonable, given how things go. So we'll stop another one here, which is 2. Good Lord, hitting the command stars. All right, stop a third one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then stopping the 4th one. 2. Okay. We still have a command star with commander data. So those people are stopped, and we do continue. And then we hit friendly fire. Okay, well, we have a leadership and we have a security. Wow. Definitely hit the right people, because there's a leadership and a security, and then there's a security, and then we had another leadership, and wow, hit the right ones. So we took a 2-turn timeout with that, and end of turn M113 is going to kill another person. And so we would just have to wait it out, and then once we wait it out, it's 3 turns to win. We're not getting 3 turns to win against this deck, but assuming that we had a lot of opponents who would, maybe hold up against our dilemmas and stuff, we'd probably have a fair chance. So Again, the opponent has to kill a human, and they would just go ahead and kill the exobiology on Lieutenant Ballard at the end of turn. Deanna Troi would be able to unstop the ship we wanted to if we wanted to try to protect Ballard. That seems like the thing to do, because we don't, I mean, we can't solve anyway. Cannot solve anyway. And the ship would have to cloak to go anywhere else. And we cannot staff the ship back here. But we do just want to maybe try to protect Lieutenant Ballard and her exobiology to try to cure this. So we might as well just do it. We can just unstop the ship with Deanna Troi. We use the special download to get the phase cloaking device. We cloak it, and we just get out of the way. You go back to our outpost. And we have exobiology back here and everything with which to cure it if we want to. It's just that we are on a timeout. But that's basically how the deck's going to operate then, because this mission's cleared out and our mission specialist is protected. So we would be able to, once the opponent has taken 2 turns, we would be able then to just, opponent has their turn, and then we are able to, we would draw 2 cards to end the turn. We would be able to data for a card play and draw a card. And then we would be able to free play Geordie LaForge, and we'd be able to free play Sam Lavelle. And if we wanted to just kill time and try to score more points in the interim, and see if we could just push to a 3-mission win, we have all these people available. We literally just have to protect. We literally only have to protect Gibson, and then a security and a computer skill and a stellar cartography, which is not going to be hard. We have stellar cartography here, and then as well as computer skill, and any security, which is going to be Darian Wallace. So as long as we just protect these 3 people, basically they just don't go anywhere. Everybody else would be available to us to just fly over and attempt to repair sabotage and try to push through. If we didn't want to play the data and we wanted to play another ship instead, we would have been able to, we could have simply played the USS Enterprise, but the Nebula can get all the way over here, so we can, decloak the Pegasus and then take the Nebula over here to attempt and see what was there, such and so forth. But that's more or less how the deck plays. A lot of these solver matches, it is just going to simply come down to how well do your dilemmas play versus their dilemmas. Do you make good decisions about what you're doing? I don't feel like we made a mistake here at all. As a matter of fact, we did pretty good guessing correctly with secure covert transportation, and then it's just unfortunate that they stopped the correct people with the temptation. We definitely had an outside chance with the friendly fire by sending a lot of people. So, it is what it is. That's the reason why we play the game. So, if you have any thoughts about the deck, anything you would like to see in future videos, please comment below. Please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so that you know when I post new videos, because I'm not just posting them on Fridays, as evidenced by the Set Review Saturday video and now this video. I am posting typically on Fridays, but I can post them pretty much any time. I'm not recording them the same day here. I am recording them ahead of time and then future posting them. Makes it easier on me, makes it easier for my schedule to just kind of do it that way. So again, thank you everybody for watching these videos. And like I said, if you have any thoughts or suggestions about the deck, feel free to post those in the comments. Again, the deck list will be linked in the description below. So thank you all for watching. May the profits be with you.